Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Eldritch Horror Cities of Ruin, where we're just about to start turn 2. But before I do that, yes, it's Catweazle's cock-up corner. What did I get wrong last turn? Well, what I got wrong last turn was visions, because if you remember, Bob had a look at the amnesia condition of Dr. Vincent Lee. And what I should have done is flip the card. So I'd very much like to thank Pete and Blake, who eagle-eyed saw that I hadn't done that. I specifically want to thank them because something good is going to happen. Woo! Because I forgot to do this, we'll do it now. So I've got to flip the back of the card and we get goodness. Because visions... there are other worlds besides this one, if you know where to look. Sometimes the connections are blurry and hard to find. Other times they blaze like a flame in the darkness. Look at the top 2 gates in the gate stack. Now we've already got Sydney, and we can put any number of them on the bottom of the gate stack. Woohoo! Goodbye Sydney! And the rest on the top in any order. So fantastic. So we've already got Sydney, so we're allowed to flip over one more, so we get Arkham, and that will do nicely. We will keep Arkham and we will get rid of Sydney. That means we're not going to get a gate down here, we're actually going to get a gate up here in Arkham, which is a lot easier to get to. Lily Chen's near it, Bob's near it, Pete's near it, Vincent's near it. Fantastic. So well done to Pete and Blake for noticing that I'd forgotten to do that, because this is exactly the sort of thing that I talk about. Because I take a couple of days in between each turn, I do get the opportunity for you guys to all chip in, and that is just a great example of it. If I'd just been, you know, recording one turn after another on the same evening, for example, I'd have whizzed right by that and we'd have been in lots of trouble when that Sydney gate came out. But because you guys have been on the ball, corrected an error of mine, it's actually worked in our favour, so that's brilliant. So we've done that, we've corrected that, and we've put the Sydney gate on the bottom, so that is absolutely fantastic. Righto, hopefully we will carry on in this good luck. And hopefully my rolling will match it this time. It didn't last time, but hopefully we'll get a few more successes this turn. Okay, so that's it for Catweazle's Cock-Up Corner. Previously on Cities in Ruin. There was no getting Duke off the train. Pete gave up the fight in frustration and settled in as the train lurched forward. He had no idea where he was going. They rode the train south in the wrong direction for days. Then the train had to stop. Rome, or what would have been Rome, lay before them as Pete and Duke left the train car. The city was in a complete ruin. Fires, smoke, rubble. What on earth could have happened? But Duke had led him right. Pete noticed hooded figures walking in procession through the ruined city. Evil cultists. Now, he did not recall how he stumbled through, convincing the cultists that he was one of them, but he did. In fact, they thought he was some sort of prophet and leader. They gave him a fine walking stick. They called it a fetch stick that was adorned with carvings. It hummed in his hands with arcane magic. "Boy," he said to Duke, "guess this was the way to go, but I think we need to head north again. What do you say?" Duke barked and wagged his tail, obviously agreeing. Pete nodded and began to plod northward, letting Duke lead the way. Here we are with Pete. So, Pete, he's all set up. He's got Duke. Remember, he got his practice, he got his fetch stick, so hopefully we'll be able to put that to good use, because that is a good artifact. So, great news, he hasn't lost any sort of health or sanity damage, so he's perfectly fine. That is it for Ashcan Pete. Next up is Dr. Vincent Lee. Vincent woke in his hotel room, his head pounding. Sitting up, he rubbed at the back of his head where the blow had been struck. Slowly the events started to return to him. He remembered the expedition had made it to the pyramids when they had been set upon by bandits, and he remembered being blindfolded and lowered into the Temple of the Sphinx. The rest was still a blur. How had he escaped, and how had he gotten back to the hotel? So here we are with Vincent. As you recall, yes, he got that amnesia condition, and it's bad because Bob had a vision, had a look at the back, and yes, it's a dark pat job. We need to get rid of it. So we'll try and do that this turn. Other than that, he only lost a single sanity, if you recall. So he is a sanity light. And other than that, he's pretty fine. He's got skullduggery and he's got composed. And he is absolutely fine for this turn, apart from amnesia. Let's see if we can get rid of it. That's it for Vincent Lee. Next up is Bob Jenkins. Bob found out a great deal at the British Museum. The vast majority of the coins were priceless. What was the seller thinking? There were Persian darics, ancient Greek talents, Roman aureus, solidus and tremesis, Spanish and Italian ducats, various crowns, guineas and guilders, and even a yin-yang from China. The list went on. One coin, however, remained a mystery. It bore a strange design that looked like a centipede with tentacles coming out of its mouth. The engraving was angular and primitive, but a little digging in the archives revealed it to be the script of the Kingdom of Kush. Chasing up this particular lead, Bob was given the contact details for a female professor living just outside London who was an expert on this ancient African kingdom. When Bob arrived at the address, he found that the woman had been admitted to a sanatorium a few weeks earlier. She had been diagnosed with a strange sleeping sickness. Undeterred, Bob had made his way to the sanatorium and bluffed his way in. If a lifetime in sales had taught Bob anything, it was how to get his foot in the door. It hadn't prepared him for what the woman had told him in her rare moments of lucidity that rainy Saturday afternoon. A man fitting the description of the coin seller had come to her door with the very coin that Bob was investigating. The man had offered to sell it the woman, who had initially been interested. However, upon touching the coin, she had experienced a waking nightmare, a vision of a vast worm devouring an ancient jungle city. She had screamed and fainted, and even as her servants had rushed into her parlour, the coin seller had fled with the coin. Bob had left the woman's room, shaken and sweating. Ever the sceptic, Bob had pulled the coin out of its protected wallet and touched it for himself. Horrifying images of the devastated city and the vast worm crowded into his mind. But most horrifying of all was the vision that he had of a friend, Dr. Vincent Lee, whom he had thought was on sabbatical in India. Bob had seen the crazed Dr. Lee signing a diabolical pact in his own blood. Okay, that's Bob. Sorry about that. There was a slight phone call during that. But yes, here we are back with Bob. So Bob's got his deck condition. He's also got visions, which we're going to have to remember to keep flicking over when we use it. And yes, he picked up the personal assistant. He got the King James's Bible. He got the Otherworld Codex as well, which is brilliant. He also picked up a clue, so he's got 2 now, and he's gained a focus. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of the deck condition this turn. He has got bits and bobs to do, and he has got to get some of these clues onto that rumour. So we'll see how he does that in a bit. So that's it for Bob. Next up is Lily Chen. Lily headed back to the United States, but once there, her efforts to investigate the weird happenings were not appreciated at first. As time passed, the local mayor recognised that she was doing something very important. He offered to mentor her and continue the work that the monks had started, but Lily felt the need to keep moving. Okay, here we are with Lily, and Lily is very keen to keep moving because we have got to get to space 4, get a research encounter, hopefully pick up that clue, and then we can start putting clues on the mystery. So that's pretty cool, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. She's got the protective amulet, the lucky rabbit's foot. She picked up martial prowess, so she's a bit of a beast. She's a right groin puncher now. She's studious, so hopefully she might be able to get some of her actual skills up, particularly strength. properly go out there and give these monsters what for. She's also picked up a focus, which is good. She's fine on her health and sanity, so nothing is a problem there. We'll see what she's going to do in the action phase. Talking of the action phase, that is next. And here we are at the action phase. Our first player is still Ashcan Pete. So for his first action, he's going to do a travel action, and he's going to go to London, where he will see Bob. But he's not going to do anything with Bob. All he's going to do is he is going to get himself a ship ticket. So there we go. He's got himself a ship ticket. We'll put that onto his player tray. Brilliant. So that is it for Ashcan Pete. Next up is Vincent Lee. And here we are with Vincent Lee at the pyramids. First thing that Vincent's going to do is he's going to rest. So that is going to get him a sanity back. He's already at full health, so he doesn't get a health back. And because he's resting, it means he can try and get rid of amnesia, and we could do with getting rid of it. When you perform a rest action, you may roll one die. On a 5 or a 6, discard this card. Come on, we need a 5 or a 6. Come on, son. A 4. Damn it! We cannot re-roll because these sort of things aren't like a test. Yeah, so it's not something we can re-roll. Unfortunately, we keep this card, so that is a bit of a downer because it could mean we get a Dark Pact. Right, well, he's stuck with his amnesia. What's he going to do for his second action? Well, he's going to take a travel action, and he's going to go to space 10 where this clue is. Okay, so that is it for Vincent. A bit disappointing, but let's get up to London and see what Bob is going to do. And here we are with Bob. The first thing Bob's going to do is he is also going to take a rest action. Now he can get a sanity and a health back, so we'll put those back on his player tray. And also, because he is taking a rest action, as per Nightmarish Dreams, he can put one of his clues onto it. So we'll put that over there. We only need another clue to get rid of that horrible rumour. So that's pretty good. So that is his first action. For his second action, he is going to test influence and try to acquire assets. Hence why the assets are here. So he's got to get some successes this time. He can't take a bank loan because he's already got one. We're not able to really get rid of that bank loan. I'm just hoping that should we have to flick it over, that it'll be an influence test. So we shall see. I'm playing it a bit fast and loose, but hopefully we'll be fine. Now, he's got 4 influence, but he also gets an extra die from the personal assistant. So we'll be rolling 5 dice, and we could do with a decent roll. Thank you very much. So come on, Bob. Bonanza off. Look at that. 3 successes. Right, we've got a bit of a quandary here. With 3 successes, we could get the Curiosity Shop. Remember, he takes 1 off because he's a salesman. So instead of costing 4, it only costs 3. Now that gets us an artifact, which could be very, very useful. But Medical Journal, Security Squad, both cost 1 because we take 1 off. And Delivery Service, even though it's 1, it'll stay as 1. So we could get 3 cards. We could get these 3 cards and leave Curiosity Shop in there. And I think we will do that, just to make sure that we get a lot more assets. Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll take all these 3. Curiosity Shop's good, don't get me wrong, but I think we've got a chance. The way Bob is, you know, and the amount of influence he's got, I think we've got a good chance of getting that in the future. So we'll leave that, and we'll take these 3. So he's going to take Medical Journal, Security Squad, and Delivery Service, and hopefully he will be able to hand these out at some point, especially things like Medical Journal. That might be useful for groin punchers like Lily Chen. Yeah, she could probably do with that. So what we'll do is we'll take those 3. We'll put those on his player tray. That's fantastic. And yes, that's what we'll do. That means we need 3 more assets. So let's get the deck and give it a crap shuffle. And then we'll pick 3 off the top. Woo! Biz shuffle, and we'll do a cut as well. There we go. So 3 off the top. The first one is a sledgehammer. So it's an item, gain +1 strength, gain +2 strength during combat encounters. Brilliant. So that's quite good. Again, for somebody like, you know, Lily Chen or Ashcan Pete, who are quite good at fighting, that could be excellent. Our second asset is going to be a willful aristocrat. He looks a star, doesn't he? So you gain +1 influence and +1 will. Pretty good. He's an ally. You may re-roll 1 die when resolving an influence or a will test. So he's pretty good. Quite expensive, but hopefully Bob might be able to pick him up. And the last one is a mystic scroll. So this is an item tome. You may re-roll 1 die when resolving a lore test. Not brilliant, but better than a slap across the belly with a wet kipper. So we'll put that there. Right, so those are the 2 actions for Bob. Let's get rid of that. And next up, it will be Lily Chen. So let's get over to Space 1. And here we are with the lovely Lily. What's she going to do? Well, first thing she's going to do, obviously, she's going to travel. And she's going to travel to Space 4, where this lovely clue is. And hopefully have a research encounter. Her second action, she is going to gain a focus. Always useful to get re-rolls. So she's got another focus. She's now got 2 focus. So hopefully, should we have a bit of trouble rolling, we will be able to use it on the research encounter. That is it for Lily Chen. That is it for the action phase. Next up is the encounter phase. And here we are at the encounter phase with Ashcan. So he's going to have a London encounter. So that's the lovely orange deck. So we'll give it a shuffle and a cut. And what do we get? In exchange for a generous donation, the Penhew Foundation will happily show the results of its global explorations. You may gain a deck condition to gain 2 clues. Yes. 2 clues are not going on the board, are they? And a deck condition, we do have reckonings coming up, don't we? We have at least 2 yellow cards coming up. That, if he had better influence, I'd probably do it. Because, and you know, with a deck condition, mostly it's influence to sort of get rid of them. I'm going to leave that, I think. Mind you, he's got a few re-rolls, hasn't he? Let's check. He's got his practice, so if we do a test, he's got a re-roll. And he's got a re-roll off Duke as well. Should we go for it? Yeah, let's go for it. Sod it. I know Doug. Doug would go for it. Talking of Doug, he's on a bit of a production frenzy at the moment because it's October and he's got a lot of horror games going on. So check out Doug's channel. He's got, I think he's doing Slaughterville. He's also doing Perdition's Mouth. He's doing a run through of Perdition's Mouth. Check that out. And thanks for the shout out, Doug, by the way. And what else is he doing? He's doing Mansions of Madness as well. So by all means, check his channel out. Also, Marcus J Play is doing, what's he doing? He is doing A Touch of Evil, which is always a good playthrough. And I believe the Lonesome Gamer, Johannes is doing Cities in Ruin as well. And I think Doug has done yet another playthrough channel. He's done Cities in Ruin as well. So check those out. And Paul Darcy's done a Cthulhu playthrough, I think. So there's loads of stuff to watch for this Halloween. Check them out. Anyway, we've got to take 2 of these. So we'll take 2 of those out. And he gets a deck condition. Hang on while I get the deck. Where is it? Yeah. Oh, hang on. I said I'll do it now. These are deal conditions, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, it's debt. Yeah, so just making sure then I didn't get lumbered with a, you know, like a dark patch or something. That'd have been pretty grim. But no, it specified a debt condition, so we're alright. Right. Do that. And off the bottom, dark pat, no. debt. So here's a debt condition. As you see it's a local action to test influence, and his influence is rubbish, but he does have a couple of re-rolls, and it might be worth it for those 2 clues. Remember, we need clues to get rid of this rumour, and you know, the good currency clues, you always need them for mysteries and stuff, so let's go for it. So he's got a debt condition, and yeah, we go for it. Risk takers. Right, so that is it for our friend Ashcan Pete. There was no rolling, was there? No, it was just getting a debt condition. Okay, so we'll shuffle that back in the deck, and we will move on to our next player, who will be Vincent Lee. And here we are with Vincent, who's at space 10. He's going to try and pick up this clue here. So for that, we will need the research deck. So we've got the Shoot 'em Held Up research deck. We'll give it a shuffle, as ever. And we'll give it a cut. And then we will try and get a clue on this mystery. Come on. So, is it a city? Oh, it's a wilderness spot. So we'll read wilderness. You see a series of markings etched onto trees and stones and into the earth. You attempt to make sense of them. Observation -1. His observation is pretty good. Let's just check him out. His observation is 3, but I think he's got something that helps him, hasn't he? Oh no, skullduggery is an action on his talent. But he is composed, so if he doesn't roll any 1s, he may re-roll all of his dice. So he's got 3 observation. Anything else that helps him? No, 3 observation. And it was -1, wasn't it? So he's going to get 2 dice. Let's roll his 2 6s from previously. Come on, son. A 5. The man's a star. So he didn't even need his re-roll. If you pass, they lead you to a cave that contains a powerful relic. Gain 1 weapon artifact. Oh, we didn't even get the clue. No! I hate it when this happens. We didn't fail, but at least we get a weapon artifact. Oh. You know, normally this would be brilliant. You think, woo, I've got a weapon artifact, but we wanted the clue. So the clue stays where it is. He can go for it again next turn if he wants. So we'll give this a shuffle, a cut, and then we'll draw until we get a weapon artifact. They're not double-sided, so I can just do it off the top. No, that's a tome. The Elixir of Life is an item. The Necronomicon is a tome. The Tattered Cloak is an item. The Glass of Mortland is an item. Come on. The Hyperborean Crystal is an item. Ah, the Sword of Yathala. Item, weapon magical, gain +2 will, that'll be very useful, and +3 strength during combat encounters. If you defeat a monster during a combat encounter, gain 1 clue. So, we're pretty tooled up. So, he gets that. I would have preferred, even though that's a really good item, I would have preferred to get the clue on the mystery. Because remember, it's mysteries that win the game, not how many items or artifacts you pick up. If you do not solve mysteries, you won't win jack. Right, let's put that away. Right, so, hard luck. He went looking for the clue. He will have to look for it again next time. So we'll discard that. And let us carry on. Okay, righto. So that was it for Vincent Lee. Next up is Bob. Let's get back up to London. And here we are with Bob in London. He's going to have a London encounter as well, so that's the Europe deck. And hopefully we'll actually generate clues this time. We don't really want to just pick them up, because we want them on the board so we can have research encounters. So here's the deck. We'll give it a quick shuffle and then a cut. So there we go. Let's see what we get. London. You meet an eccentric painter in Soho who offers to show you his work. Oh yes. Amid his bizarre alien landscapes, you notice some familiar details. Test observation. What is Bob's observation? Now, I'll probably have to check all his stuff here. He's got tons of stuff. So just bear with me. His observation is 2. Does he get any benefits from anywhere? Not for observation, I don't think. So it's just 2, but he does have a focus and a clue. So 2 dice. Come on, lad. Let's have a win. A 6. You're an absolute star. Here we go. If you pass, spawn 1 clue on a space of your choice. Dun, dun, dun. If you fail, we're not interested because we didn't fail. So we can spawn a clue on a place of our choice. I don't think we search through the clues. I think we just pick one and put it somewhere, yeah? I don't think we look at the back. So we'll just pick one, whatever it is, and we can spawn it somewhere. Well, why don't we just spawn it in sunny London? Why not? So there we go. We have got a London clue. Okay, what we'd do, if he hadn't have been 3rd, yeah, we'd have spawned it where somebody else is going next, but the only person who's going next is Lily Chen, and she's got a clue to go for anyway because she's at space 4. So we'll put it in London where we've got 2 investigators at the time, at the moment, because next turn, I believe, yeah, next turn is Vincent down here. Remember, he didn't pick up that clue, so he still has a clue to go for. Bob will probably go for this research encounter next turn, yeah? So he'll try and pick up that clue, and Pete will go up here. So we could possibly get the 4 clues for next turn if we do it this way. I think that is the correct way to do it. Let me know if you had a better idea, but that's what I've gone with. Okay, so that is it for Bob. And next up is indeed Lily Chen. So let's get to space 4 and see if she can succeed at this research encounter. And here we are with Lily. So let's get the research encounter deck, because that's what she wants. Let's pick up that clue. Is that upside down? Yes. No. Oh, whatever. Nah. So it's the wilderness anyway. So we'll look at this. The earth falls away beneath your feet, and you find yourself falling towards the gaping maw of a horrifying worm creature. No! An ancient Chthonian epic monster ambushes you. If you pass the strength test, the severely wounded creature returns to its subterranean lair, and we retreat doomed by 1. Right, I'm going to have to get this epic monster out. Because it's an ambush, though, we just do a strength test, yeah? So we don't have to go through the rigmarole of doing, like, you know, like a full combat. It doesn't stay on the board. We've just got to succeed at the strength test. So I'll try and dig one out. Won't be a second. And I'm back. So this is an ancient Chthonian. So I'm glad it's not staying on the board. Look at this baby. 5 toughness. It doesn't matter. We don't have to kill it. We just need to succeed at this test. Now, a success means we just get what, you know, we get a success. We don't have to, like, get 3 successes, yeah? We have to get 3 successes if we don't want to be, you know, lose health. But even if we get a single success, that will count, yeah? So it's -2 on the strength test. Let's check her strength out. She's got a strength of 4. She does have her lucky rabbit's foot, which will be a re-roll. And she's got martial prowess. So when resolving a combat encounter, you may gain 3 strength. We're going to do that because we definitely want to make sure that we pass this. It's going to retreat doomed by 1. We've been dead unlucky again because we're not going to pick up the clue. But it's worth it, I think, to put Doom back to 17, which is in shot. So how's that? Right, martial prowess. We're going to get +3, so that's going to be 7 dice we're going to be rolling. Let's flick it over. You may spend 1 health to gain +5 strength during the encounter instead. After resolving the test, resolve the effect based on your test result. Right, so we'll read that. Are we going to spend 1 health? Why not? She's got 6. So she's going to go down to 5 health. She's going to get +5 die, plus another 4. So that's 9 dice. She's got focus, she's got a rabbit's foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I had 2 in there anyway. Right, come on. We need at least one success. And we got a shed load there. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 successes. Let's do 2 re-rolls for a laugh. So we'll take those out. So she's going to use a lucky rabbit's foot. And let's see if we can get 4 on it. See, she got 4 hits on it out of 5. She's a beast. But it also means we get 4 successes, you know, for whatever's down here. So 3+. Your combination of strength and focus is unparalleled. No additional effect. So that is pretty good. But we can see what would have happened. You have pushed yourself too far. You must now pay the price, gain an injury condition, unless you discard this card. So we've got to get at least more than 2 successes. Yeah, that's pretty tough. But she'll be throwing a hell of a lot of dice. So I think that's pretty good. So that's martial prowess. We now know how that works. We didn't have to use the vision card or anything like that either. So that is well worth knowing. She lost a... So he got beat. And we got more successes. So she didn't lose any health through the actual combat itself. So we've got rid of that. We moved Doom back by 1. And she's fighting Ancient Chthonians. Stosha, you're doing it. You're doing it. Kicking ass. So, brilliant. But we didn't pick the bloody clue up, which is what we wanted. But, you know, we've moved Doom back by 1. It's just a pity. Out of all those research encounters, we haven't picked up a single clue. So, the mystery has got no clues on it, and that is bad. But other than that, you know, we've moved the Doom back. We got ourselves a pretty good artifact. So, you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? Right, that is the end of the encounter phase, I believe. Yep, it is. So, next up, yes, it's the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the Mythos phase, except it isn't, because I've just very quickly got to do that combat correctly. I should have done a horror check. It's an ambush, but we've still got to do the horror check, so let's just grab this Chthonian thing. Ancient Chthonian, yuck. So it's a will -1, and we've got to get 2 successes to avoid losing any sanity. Now, her will is 3. She does have the protective amulet, which is +1 in a combat. So it'll stay at 3. They cancel each other out. So, right, come on, 3 dice. At least 2 successes. Come on. 2 successes, 2 5s. She's an absolute beast. Well done to Lily. Right, I can get rid of that. I'll keep it to one side because it's a Chthonian and it will probably come out again, knowing our luck. Okay, right, let's get on with the Mythos phase properly. I'll pull the camera out and we shall find out what horrors await. Bahaha! And here we are at the proper Mythos phase. Right, okay, so let's get the Mythos deck. It's over here. Remember, if we get a reckoning or something, we're in deep trouble. We've got conditions left, right and centre. So we're either going to get a reckoning or a rumour, so it's not going to be good. So let's flick it over. Oh my god, it's another rumour, and it's a tentacle one. Oh god. Right, anyway, render of the veils, that doesn't sound good. First of all, we've got clues. At least I won't have to go through. What it does mean is we do know we are, well, 1, we've got a rumour it's going to be horrendous, but 2, we do know that our next 2 cards are going to be reckonings, so we got to get rid of that amnesia condition. Okay, render of the veils, clues first. So we do get 2 clues on the board. Hopefully they'll be a bit more accessible. And our first clue is, where's that going? Antarctica. Yes, really accessible. We're going to have to get somebody down there. And our second clue is 18, which is right down here as well. All the clues are going into the southern hemisphere. This isn't good. And yeah, we're going to have to sort something out. Big style. Yep. The only... we're not getting any gates, fortunately. That is about the only good thing that is actually happening. So, horrendous. Right, let's read this. Daeloth, the render of the veils, has shattered the prison crafted by his captors. The rampaging outer god pushes infinitely outward wherever tears in reality appear. Oh dear. Render of the veils, ongoing rumour. When this card enters play, spawn a gate. And spawn the render of the veils epic monster onto that space. So we do spawn a gate. And it's Arkham, isn't it? Right, let's get rid of this. That's getting in the way. Oh, cobblers. But at least we got rid of that Sydney gate. We'd have been in real trouble if it hadn't been for Blake and Pete. This would have been Sydney, where Render of the Veils was turning up. Right, let's put that in our... There's Arkham. So we've had to put a gate out, which is a sunburst gate. Fortunately, we haven't had any movement on the track, on the Omen track, as yet. And spawn the render of the Veils epic monster on that space. Oh, an epic monster. Right, I'm going to have to dig that out. Won't be a second. Oh my god. This is really bad. So this is the render of the Veils. As you can see, he's not a pretty sight. And it's even worse when you flip him over. So at least it's -1 on the will check. But you've got to get 4 successes. If you don't get 4 successes, you lose 4 sanity. It's -2 on the strength check. If you don't get 5 successes, he will he will take health off you, and that isn't the worst. You roll 1 fewer die when resolving the strength test if you have the Pentacle of Planes artifact. Well, we don't, so at least we won't roll 1 less on the strength test. Toughness is equal to the Investigator's +2, so it's got a toughness of 6. Yeah? It's got a toughness of 6. It's horrendous. I'll stick it on a stand. It's in Arkham, and oh, well, at least we've got our best fighter. It's me. This is a quick insert just before I go to the end. Of course, we spawned a gate, so we have to spawn a normal monster as well as the render of the Veils. So let's whiz in here, and obviously we'll get ourselves a real crappy monster, no doubt, that will be just as bad as can be. It's a 2 toughness, whatever it is, that'll do. I buy a key. Oh, these are pussies, that's fine. So yeah, just a normal will test, a normal strength test. 1, 2, 2, yeah, that's fine. If you defeat this monster during a combat encounter, you may lose 1 sanity and move 3 spaces instead of resolving another encounter. We're not going to do that. We're going to stay there with the render of the Veils. But, yeah, nearly forgot. So we've got another monster, which is a buy a key. We will have to kill this before we start with the epic. But we should be able to get rid of this. Yeah, it is. Fortunately, we didn't pull something that was really horrendous. So we did have a bit of a luck at the end. I'll just put the buy a key in front of the render of the Veils, then we know that we've got to take that on first. Right, I'll get on with the rest of my waffling till the end of the episode. Ta-ta! Though taking on an outer god might be a bit much, even for Lily. But we're going to have to send somebody there. We do have Bob and Pete who are close. Might be... Is Pete a good fighter? I can't remember. But Bob's got the Winchester. Pete does have the fetch stick, so we've got to remember that. So he does have a good weapon. And we might be able to sort something out where these 2 guys can get rid of it. Because I have a feeling that this isn't going to get any better as we read along. Let's see. When it is defeated, solve this rumour, so we've got to defeat it. If an investigator would gain an artifact, he may gain the Pentacle of the Planes artifact instead. All right. I'll have a look at that off camera, yeah, and I'll see, because it says you get -1 on the strength test, doesn't it? But it must be good for something. Play with the top gate and the gate stat revealed. Well, we do anyway, because of, is it visions or whatever we've got? So, Buenos Aires, another southern gate, I don't believe it. If Bob can use his visions, though, we can flip the visions card over, can't we, and actually put that on the bottom. But nobody's got a condition this turn. That's the problem with visions. the condition has to be that turn. Yeah, you can't look at an old one. I think it does say, I'll just check that. Let's just check that. Visions, let's have a look. Once per round when another investigator gains a non-common, so they have to gain a non-common condition on that round. So unfortunately we can't look at other ones. Oh, damn it. That's the only way we're going to be able to get rid of the Buenos Aires gate as well. Oh, on a reckoning, and we've got 2 reckonings coming up. Move the render of the Veil's epic monster to the space that corresponds to the top gate in the gate stack, so it'll move to Buenos Aires. That means we've got to kill it next turn. So I think Pete and Lily are just going to have to go there and try and kill it, because we can't have it moving around the board. Then spawn 1 gate unless an investigator on that space has the planes, Pentacle Planes artifacts. So that's what it does. But they'd have to be on that space. So you'd have to get somebody down, but we've just got to kill it. Otherwise we're just going to have gates opening all the time. And that is just grim. Okie dokie, that is bad. That is... oh. 2 rumours. Oh. So we've got 2 rumours in the first 2 turns. The first one wasn't bad, but this one is absolutely appalling. We have to kill it. So, let's put that in there. We'll put it up there with the other rumour. At least we should be able to get rid of the other rumour. Bob should be able to get rid of that during the action phase. Or perhaps even Pete can. Pete could rest, and he's got 2 clues now. But, oh, the render of the Veils. Oh, it's a beast as well. Let me put the Mythos deck back. And we've got 2 reckonings coming up. We've got that Amnesia that's going to, if we don't get rid of that, that is going to become a Dark Pact. Mind you, if Vincent stays where he is, gains a focus for his first action, then he'll have a re-roll. Oh no, he can't use a re-roll on a... yeah, well, he may as well get in an action anyway, because we need to put that onto... we need to put that onto the mystery. If we get a decent research encounter, that is. Oh, I don't think we're going to win this one. I think we're really going to struggle to win this one. All right. Oh, God. Right, okay. So, we've got another rumour, and it's a pig. The only good thing that happened, we've moved Doom back at least. We're away from these disasters. We haven't had a disaster yet. And we haven't had an Omen Trap movement, so we haven't lost any Doom. I don't think we lose Doom, do we? Let's look at Apocalypse now. I don't think so. No. No. I think we only get Doom movement, don't we, when we advance the Omen? Yes. And we haven't advanced the Omen track, so we're cool. But yeah, that is the only good thing, because we've got some artifacts, and we've got to get in there and kill that boy. Yeah, so I think that's an Ashcan Pete and a Lily Chen job. Just, you know, perhaps gain a focus each to get re-rolls, and then just get over there, you know, for the encounter phase, and then just try and kill this boy. Because, yes, if we can kill it and get rid of that rumour, that's great. We can get rid of the other rumour, Bob can get rid of that. And then just hopefully Vincent can get rid of that amnesia condition. We've got real problems with Buenos Aires coming up. Antarctica's been a pain from the beginning. I bet the guy who said, oh, I'd get rid of that gate if I were you, I bet he's there going, I don't blame you. Yes. We took a gamble and it may not have paid off. So, but we can't really get anybody down there, because we've got these rumours. We've got to deal with these rumours first, because otherwise we will lose the game very quickly, especially with that guy. If that guy starts moving around the board, opening gates left, right and centre, then as soon as we get some Omen Trap movement, it's just going to race down here. It's going to click off all of these disasters, and it's just going to be a nightmare. So we need to kill it. Well, that was an action-packed turn, wasn't it? There was plenty going on. So, yes, this will be an interesting turn to watch, I think. I'm sure everybody will have some ideas about what to do. They will be gratefully received. Thank you very much. If you've spotted any errors that I haven't spotted, by all means, please let me know and I'll do my best to fix them, as always. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for the dislikes. Me down thumber's back. Thought I'd lost you for a minute, mate, but you're back. Fantastic. And yes, what else? Yep, if you've been across to... oh, yeah. I meant to discuss this last time. Board game links. Thanks to everybody who goes over there, you know, and votes for the channel and everything like that. They've changed it, you know. I got up to 3rd. And like I said, I'm sure the only reason I got up to 3rd was because at whenever I do a new video, I was updating my link, you know, up here on my page, just so you went direct to my latest video. Well, I think that was getting me a load of, you know, that was getting me all the likes. It must have been part of the algorithm because, well, they've changed it now. And I'm sure it's because they're going, who's this guy? He's a donut. He's only got 1,000 subscribers and he's 3rd. I think they've changed it on purpose. So I do apologise to all the other websites out there who are probably thinking like, he's doing something in to get all them likes. I honestly wasn't. All I did was every time I put a new video out, I changed my link up there so it'd go direct to the video itself. I still do that actually. So yes, so apologies to Board Game Links or anybody if I've messed your site up, but they do it different now and I've gone back down to 30th, which is, to be fair, that's probably still too high. But yes, that made me chuckle a bit. So there's probably some people at Board Game Links going, he can't be 3rd, he's an idiot. But anyway, right, what else? Stop wittering on. Oh no, I won't stop wittering on because I haven't finished. Board Game Geek. Everybody who goes on Board Game Geek to obviously thumb up the videos or make a comment, again, thank you very much. And of course, thank you to all you guys who comment here as well. A special thanks again to Pete and Blake, who helped us with the vision card last turn. Well done, boys. If you've noticed anything else, by all means, let me know, especially if it's good. Right, so that is it. As I say, thank you very much for watching. I hope you will join me for turn 3, which I really do hope we manage to kill that epic monster. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short game. Right, okay, hopefully see you for turn 3, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.